Welcome to the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Power Armor in Fallout 4. I'm Renfail, and today we're going to get you up to speed with everything you need to know about Power Armor, including what's the difference between the set pieces, like what's the difference between T60B and T45B. Well, let's dive in. So first and foremost, there are a lot of different types of Power Armor pieces that you can find in the game, and they all have different stats. Generally speaking, if we look here, like the T45 set is a lower tier set than the T60 set. What does that mean? Well, it means the stats on the T60 set are much better than the stats on the T45 set, but that comes with a much higher cost in terms of repairing the individual components. And that's something that does come into play, especially if you're someone who doesn't like to spend a lot of time running around and gathering components to then break down at your workbenches like over here. So you'll find lots of bits and pieces. You're going to come across various Power Armor sets in the game. The Miniman set I got fairly early on, and this is my Brotherhood of Steel set, which I got after I joined the Brotherhood of Steel. This is by far the better set of these two that I have right here in the garage. But I run around in this one for the most part. Probably about 85% of the time I use Power Armor, I use this one because it's much cheaper to repair in terms of the crafting materials. So what do I mean by repair? Well, if you go in here and look at this, we'll go ahead and hit the transfer button. You're going to notice that the Power Armor has different pieces. There's a helmet, there's a left arm, a left leg, a right leg, a torso, and a fusion core. So these are the individual components, and you can mix and match these if you want. Like right now, this set is all made up of T60B pieces, but I can take these out if I wanted to. I could choose to take that and put it in my inventory like I did right there. I kind of don't want to do that, so I need to make sure that I put that back in here. And you're also going to know fusion cores, which are the fuel cells that you need to run these things. And when you first start the game, fusion cores are hard to come by, and you're only going to have a few of them. But as you get deeper into the game, especially if you're exploring everything you come across, fusion cores will end up being something that you stockpile in your inventory, and it won't be that big of a deal anymore. But you do have to go out of your way to find the fusion cores, and in terms of the bits and pieces that you find, the individual Power Armor components, you'll find those out in the wild as you're adventuring as well. And I've actually got a set back at the main base up the road, which we'll go take a look at here in a minute to show you what like the very first set I came across looks like, because it's a big smashed jumble of stuff that looks absolutely horrific. But here I've got my Minuteman set. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one because this is the one I use most of the time. There are, they do look similar, but you'll notice there are some differences. Like this one, we've obviously got different chest pieces, different leg guards, all the, different arm guards. They do look a little bit different. And also on the back side, you can look at the jet packs. Those look quite a bit different as well. When you want to get into one of these, it's as simple as simply running up behind it and hitting the enter button, and it will go ahead and open up, and you'll be able to hop on in. Once you're inside, the UI is going to change, and you're going to see this. Your Pip-Boy also changes. Your Pip-Boy is going to have the yellow coloring, and it's a slightly different look inside of the Power Armor compared to what it looks like when you're out and about. But the big thing you want to pay attention to are your gauges. So on the left-hand bottom left, you're going to see your hit points. In a radial menu, you're going to see your radiation, your rads listed in a radial menu. You got your compass on the bottom middle, and then on the bottom right, you've got your action points and your ammo. And then you've also got core, and there's a number 10. What that represents is the amount of cores that you have in your inventory and the current energy level of the core that is in this particular suit of Power Armor. Now, the good thing about the power cores, the fusion cores that you have, is that they automatically slot into the machine, into the Power Armor, if yours runs to 0 while we're out and about. So if we're out here running around and that eventually drops to 0, as long as you've got a fusion core in your inventory, it will automatically put a new one in. It's really cool. The audio for the Power Armor is pretty awesome. I just really like the way these things look. The jump sound. And of course, you want to take a look at it while you're running around. You can go out into this other POV And we can run around in the power armor. Whoa! Melee attack. Oh wait, hang on. That's my... I don't want to do that. Anyway, let's go back into first person, and we're going to go back in here, and we're going to drop this off, because I actually don't want to use this set at the moment. We're going to get out of this. We're going to hold down the A button. We're going to dive out. We're going to go hop in our other set of power armor here, the Minuteman set, T45 set. And what I want to show you next is when you're out in the wild, one of the other things you're going to notice is that over there on the left side of your screen, you're going to see an avatar of your power armor with little sections, yellow sections. What that represents is the head, the arms, the torso, and the legs. And remember how we saw the individual components on the power armor earlier? That's what that represents. So as your items get damaged, those colors will change to red, and eventually, if you have something where it's damaged enough that, like if a leg piece is completely damaged, it will unequip automatically. It will unequip the leg piece that's too damaged, and it will put it in your inventory, and you will notice that on the left hand side you no longer have a yellow leg. It'll just be empty because you don't have a piece equipped. And what that means is that you need to repair it. And in order to repair, you have to find these right here. These are your power armor stations. You're going to find these scattered around the world. I have a couple of them at my bases right now. I've got one at Sanctuary, which is my home base, and I've got one here at the, let me back out of here real quick, the Red Rocket Station. These are a couple of places you're going to find very early on in the game. And when you want to repair something, you're going to bring it up in here, and you need to make sure you get up close enough to it, but not all the way to where you see that icon, where you see the pop-up, because that won't let you get out, and then you'll kind of move your icon. There we go. And then we're just going to get out. Now that we're close to it, what'll happen is it's facing the power armor station right now, but the moment we go ahead and hit the craft button in here, it's going to put that into a different position so that you can repair it. And now it's going to show us the individual components: the helmet, the left arm, right, left leg, right arm, right leg, torso, and so on and so forth. And if you look on the left hand side, it's going to show you the stats. So this is how you can compare like the T45 to the T46, is you would bring it to a station here, or look at the stats individually in your inventory when you're running around in one. But you're also going to see the health, and the health of the item is what we're looking at. You'll notice that most of these pieces are 50 of 50, which means they're fully repaired. This one is not. It's 215 of 260. So if I wanted to repair this, I would first need to have the repair components on me. And assuming I did, I would be able to hit the repair button, and I would go in here and it's going to tell me it needs steel and circuitry. So you're going to get those items from various components as you loot items out in the world, which is why it's very, very important that you loot everything you come across and you break down everything you come across, because that's how you get components to repair. We'll go up here and repair the T45 helmet. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload, or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. Once you're at full speed, you'll notice at the bottom you also have a modify button, and if you notice on the right hand side here of the inventory, it says current mods: Model A, Minuteman paint, no miscellaneous mod, and a headlamp. So what does that mean? Well, we can go into the modify, and you notice that, okay, we've got available mods. What do the mods do? Well, remember how I talked earlier about how higher tiers have better stats? So in this case, I'm currently running Model A. I could upgrade to the Model B if I wanted to, because I have the components. But when you get down into the further tiers, you're going to notice like the Model C requires you to have rank 1 in science and rank 1 in armor. You go down through here, that's going to require rank 2 in armor, rank 3 in armor, rank 4 in armor. So if you want to get the most out of your power armor sets, you're going to need to put points into the appropriate perks as you're leveling up your character through the special system, which we've talked about in another area, the perks and special system. But they do have requirements beyond simply the components. We're going to back out of those because I don't actually want to mod. Well, I don't want to mod anything yet. But there's also paint jobs that you can put on here. So right now I have the Minuteman paint. Let's go ahead and choose the torso because that might be a better representation of what something looks like when it's painted. So we're going to go ahead and say we want to modify it. Right now I have the Minuteman paint, but if I wanted to, I could use Hot Rods paint or none. You could also go Vault Tech paint. And there's various types of plates. But again, remember, rank 1 science, rank 3 armor. You're going to need various types of perks and also different types of components to be able to upgrade the painting on these. There's also the winterized coating, which I have things for some of these, but I'm not going to do that right now. These are not only cosmetic, some of them are only cosmetic for the most part, but other ones, like if you have this one, the Minuteman, if you have all pieces painted with the Minuteman paint, you get increased charisma, but you do have to have every single piece done, and that's something you have to pay attention to. All of these are going to have some type of, bonus, some passive bonus once you get the update done. That one increases armor health. This one increases radiation resistance, so on and so forth. We're going to go ahead and back out of this, though, because that's the paint jobs, the models, and then there's also mods, which you can do. So we can go through and say, okay, I want to put a Stealth Boy mod in here. Rank 4 science, but that activates a stealth field when I'm crouched. And then there's core assembly, which increases your action point refresh speed. Blood cleanser, emergency protocols, motion assist servos, so on and so forth. So there are a lot of ways that you can customize your power armor according to the style of play that you prefer. If you prefer run and gun, if you prefer stealth, if you prefer melee damage, it's entirely up to you how you choose to customize yours. Now I'm just using the basic Minuteman paint job because I think it's kind of cool. But let's go ahead and get into this really quick and say we want to take this one up. I want to show you really quick what it looks like when you repair. Because remember, the other one required steel and some other basic components. This one, on the other hand, I may have to move the this one out of the way. Remember, guys, you can only do one per time at the stations. So we're going to move this a little bit out of the way. Go back over here. Jump in. Of course, there's going to be some critic out there that's going to be like, this is too much tedium. It should just be much easier. Just park them all around and be able to access them all at once. Alright, let's get it up in here. Drop it off. Good job. Safe job, as they say. Alright, now in order to repair these, I need plastic and aluminum. We go in through here, and you'll need different things to repair. Like this one requires, like the torso, steel, plastic, aluminum circuitry. It's much more expensive to repair this one because it's a better tier set. Other than that, it's the same system that we saw in the other build. You can come in here and choose to do the different types of models, choose to try different types of paint jobs, different mods, so on and so forth, and go from there. Now, I also want to show you really quick the very first set you get, because these are all kind of pretty and cool, and you know, they look together. Ooh, we have a radiation storm going on right now. Ooh, that's not good. Anyway, these are, you know, very nicely painted sets. Look really cool, right? But what happens if you don't have a nice painted set? We're going to go back to Sanctuary, and I'm going to show you the very first set that I came across in the game. And it's gnarly, man. Look at this thing. It is bits and pieces of everything. We've got some brown arms, helmet, chest plate, some different leg plates. It is a mix match of all different things, but I do keep this as like my backup system, but it doesn't have all the pieces. It only has a helmet, left arm, and torso. So what you're seeing here is the helmet, left arm, and torso. The rest of this is just the frame, because it doesn't have the right leg, it doesn't have the right arm. So there are components that I would need to get to flesh this out. But this is the first one I came across in the game, and this is what it looks like at its base level. It's kind of ugly, but hey, it got me going in the early stages until I got my other sets. So that's how it works. Anyway, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Power Armor. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams happen here and on Twitch. There's a Discord, there's a Patreon, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, happy gaming.